House Leader, third party.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. This February, Greyhound announced that it is discontinuing its only bus routes on Vancouver Island, one of which ran from Victoria to Nanaimo. This was a blow for students in Cowichan who attend Vancouver Island University in Nanaimo. These campuses are 39 minutes apart by car, but essentially impossible to reach by transit, as there are no routes that link Duncan and Nanaimo. Transit is a critical need for youth in communities across BC. This government continues to emphasize the importance of education, and I applaud them for that, for giving our youth the tools that they need to thrive. Yet these efforts are overlooking areas where our youth are most in need, even when, as in this case, there is a simple fix available. Through you, Honourable Speaker, to the Minister of Transportation and Infrastructure, there are ongoing plans to improve transportation infrastructure and access in major cities, but less populous communities are in dire need. What is your ministry doing to prioritize transit infrastructure in underserved rural and semi-rural regions?
Minister of Transportation.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and I thank the member for her question, because it's important to recognise that people, wherever they live in the province, need to be able to travel safely and affordably to get to work, to visit family, to visit friends, to go to school. And our government is absolutely committed to that, to investing in transit through the province, Mr. Speaker. BC Transit is in collaboration with local governments and is working on future plans for transit in the area that the member talks about over the next couple of years. And part of this looks at new connections between Nanaimo and the Cowichan Valley. So once partners have reached an agreement on the service levels and funding, the work will go ahead. And the Cowichan Valley itself, the regional transit system, is in fact getting from this summer, July 2nd, 1,500 hours of service, new service. We are absolutely committed to ensuring that people can travel, not necessarily by car, have access to bus service, have access to transit. We'll continue to invest in transit around the province to make sure people can travel affordably and safely.
House Leader, third party on a supplemental.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. I appreciate that we're looking at plans over the next few years. However, there are students who are actually leaving school right now because they can't get between Duncan and Nanaimo, so we are in a bit of a crisis. We also have a transportation corridor on Vancouver Island that links Victoria to Courtenay, but it has sat unused for years. This corridor could provide much-needed relief for communities, for commuters, for youth, and it presents an untapped economic opportunity for the tourism industry on Vancouver Island. My question through you, Honourable Speaker, is for the Minister of Transportation. What steps has the Minister taken to see the ENN rail corridor restored so that Vancouver Island can benefit from this unused transportation solution?
Minister of Transportation.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and very aware of the ENN corridor and the love and passion that people across Vancouver Island have for this. It is something that the previous government ignored and let fall into disrepair for many years. If that government had acted sooner, we wouldn't be still having a debate right now on what we could be doing with that corridor. So this government is looking seriously at ways of ensuring that people can travel, as I say, travel affordably and safely, looking at whether we're looking at transit, looking at alternatives for the rail corridor, looking at alternatives both in South Island and the rest of the island. But we have an absolute commitment to invest in public transit, public infrastructure, to ensure that everyone, every person in BC has options, has the ability to travel safely and affordably.